On this episode, I am joined by Greenway Health Marketplace Rookie of the Year, Assess Your Health. You'll hear a little bit about the business, how their solutions integrate with Greenway Health product solutions, what benefits you and your team will see from incorporating Assess Your Health into your practice, plus learn about their hashtag End the Stigma campaign. This is Putting Possibility into Practice, and it starts right now. And I'm Joe Augustinelli, Social Media Manager at Greenway Health. And on this episode of Putting Possibility into Practice, I am glad to be joined by Mallory Ty Taylor. She is the co-founder and COO of Assess Your Health. And we first met back at Engage 18, where at Engage 18, Assess Your Health was named the Greenway Marketplace Rookie of the Year. And I welcome Mallory to the podcast. And Mallory, since you're the co-founder, a little background on Assess Your Health and the history behind it.
Absolutely. First, thank you for having me, Joe, and to Greenway as well. We're very excited to be doing this podcast with you. A little background on Assess Your Health. We were actually founded in 2015. We saw a need in the community, not just nationwide, but actually globally, specifically depression and suicide. And I know we'll get to our End the Stigma campaign later on. It was a personal situation for both the CEO and my co-founder, David Schlafer, and I. We both experienced personal loss or attempt of loss by individuals that meant a great deal to us in the community. My best friend, actually, childhood best friend, completed suicide in 2015, and she had actually been a returning vet. And it was the loss of her in conjunction with the attempted loss of David's daughter that really made us realize we needed to do something and help our providers and give them tools in order to recognize this depression, opioid addiction, alcohol misuse, and anxiety that was plaguing our community. And that's why we founded Assess Your Health.
And who does Assess Your Health serve?
So we serve physicians in order for them to provide better patient care, and that goes into an array of specialties. So while we were started in the primary care setting, we really have expanded and capitalized on that. So now we serve OBGYN, behavioral health, FQHC, PCMH, and we recently added personal injury into it, which sounds a little bit odd that we would be doing a screening, mental and behavioral health screening in a PI incident. But what we really found with them is that in order for them to physically get better, they're manifesting these physical symptoms, and really we have to take care of the brain first in order to have that comprehensive outcome that we're all looking for.
How can providers and their team benefit from the products that Assess Your Health offers?
So we like to say that we create a lot of benefits for the providers themselves, but the first one is providing mission critical data to them in terms of getting that access before the patient goes from the waiting room to the exam room. They're able to provide instant intervention when needed. In addition to that, we hold their hand through the entire process of billing reimbursement. So they're getting ROI that's not just neutral, but also cash flow positive for them. And they're able to provide that comprehensive care plan and outcomes for their patients. We also like to think that we're helping to save lives in the process, which is a big mission for us at Assess Your Health.
And what does being named Rookie of the Year mean to Assess Your Health?
We can't gush enough about our partnership with Greenway. We were very lucky. We've been here for a little less than a year partnered, and the people that we work with in the marketplace, Jordan and Susie and their teams in the integration network with Nathan, has just been such a rewarding experience. So we like to think that it's a rewarding partnership for both sides, but then in the end, who benefits is our providers, our joint clients, and their patients.
And let's talk about those joint clients and
Yes.
patients. How does Assess Your Health integrate with the Greenway Health solutions that are available?
So one of the reasons why I think we were chosen for Rookie Partner of the Year was that we actually were able to integrate with all three platforms with Greenway, and we did it in record time. So our integration was very easy and seamless, and the providers really benefit from that. The clients see it go directly into that patient record, so they're not having to look for it anywhere. It's just right there in the chart, and it's easy, clear to read within the Greenway platforms themselves, and instant, like we mentioned before.
And now let's talk a little bit about, and we mentioned it in the in the onset of the episode, the hashtag End the Stigma campaign that you guys are behind. First, what is it all about?
So the whole idea is pretty self-explanatory, end the stigma. We don't think that we can get past lowering suicide or having an open dialogue about mental health until we end that stigma. You know, if someone is diagnosed with cancer, a community rallies around them instantly. We want to do anything we can. We want to talk about it. We want to get them help and provide community solutions to them. However, when someone is diagnosed with mental health, or even before that diagnosis, they're afraid to come out and talk about it. And worse, we hear time and time again our own family members or our own friends who have names and faces to them ending their life because they were too afraid of what that would do to their legacy or what that would do to their family, and they're shamed by it. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to start a dialogue nationwide, and we want to know people are okay to talk to us. We're open. It's a safe environment. So hashtag End the Stigma is to really get the word out there, to help sign up and pledge that you yourself are going to work to end that stigma, be open, be it somebody that they can talk to. And then we do community events also where people can come to our website, they can sign up, they can pledge, and they can join events together and really try to end the stigma within their own family, friends, and communities themselves.
In talking about End the Stigma, why did Assess Your Health decide to get involved in that cause?
Well, our mission is really to provide the tools to providers in order to save these lives and intervene. How can we really provide tools to them if their patients are too afraid to have that conversation? Yes, we provide the data in order for it to be a more natural conversation and for them to know who they should talk to, because, you know, a huge campaign for us is also, can you tell the difference? And if you're looking at two people, you don't necessarily know that they're suffering from depression. With our data, it allows them to have a better idea and open that conversation. But we also have to supply them the tools of ending that stigma so the patient is more receptive to talking about it and also taking those tools and getting help that they need.
And we touched on it a little bit, but how can providers, patients, the community get involved in this cause and behind it?
So they can go to our website and they can sign up to take the pledge. We have lots of resources on our website page of ways that they can actually end the stigma in their community or with their own friend and family groups. And then they can also sign up to join us at our events and partake in either raising money for local charities that also help end the stigma, or to come and actually provide their resource of time.
And that website is www.assessurhealth.com. That's www.assessurhealth.com/end-the-stigma, and we'll have a link to that right in the description of our of this episode of the podcast. So look for it there too. Well, I do want to thank Mallory for taking time out of her day to join us, talk a little bit about Assess Your Health and a great cause they're behind, and End the Stigma. And we wish you all the best with that campaign and all the community events that you guys do.
Thank you for having me.
And for more information on the Greenway Health Marketplace, I invite you to visit www.greenwayhealth.com/marketplace. To learn more about my guest, Assess Your Health, visit their website at www.assessurhealth.com. I'm Joe Augustinelli, Social Media Manager at Greenway Health, and thank you for listening to this episode of Putting Possibility into Practice.